Oh my god! Oh, this is terrifying. If I sing Sound the Alarm, we will get demonetized, so you can just imagine it. Siren Head is a monster created by Trevor Henderson in 2018 after posts to Instagram and Twitter showing the devil were shared, depicting what looks like a mummified light post with sirens on top and wires that loop around. Over the past 2 years, Siren Head has grown in media, getting into everything from games to stories and hell, maybe even a song. But some of these games shouldn't have happened, and there are some that we hope will never include the 40-foot Radiohead stan, and that's what we're exploring today. Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Carl Monroe, and my name is literally on the screen, so please spell it right in the comments. Siren Head is making a comeback with a new game, so we figured it was best to explore some blunders from the past with today's list of the top 10 games Siren Head should not be in. If you're new here, hit like and subscribe because we make gaming content on the daily, including gameplay, VR videos, and lists just like these. So if that's your thing, stick around while we roll the intro. At 10, Spiderman VR. I've played a lot of VR games. On this channel, I've played only FNAF VR, but I'm still campaigning for more. However, with the release of each of the MCU Spider-Man movies, we get a virtual reality experience to go with it. With Homecoming, it was Homecoming VR, which had you standing on a roof training with your new suit, and then with Far From Home came Far From Home VR, a much more expansive game that not only had a story mode, but also had a free roam mode with combat challenges and time trials, along with multiple unlockable suits. And these games are actually incredible, but I don't think that they need a creature along the lines of Siren Head. I mean, sure, Peter would probably geek out considering how he would know who Siren Head is, but while yes, in Far From Home VR he fights a giant robot, I don't think that Siren Head would fit in with the highly scientific world of the MCU, ignoring the whole there's gods thing. In 9, Skyrim. There are plenty of mystical things in the world of Tamriel. Magic, dragons, undead, elementals, necromancers, summoning rituals, werewolves, werebears, the works. However, nothing really compares to the likes of Siren Head, but he still doesn't really fit into this world. Plus, they already have enough to deal with. The vampires, people who are literally part dragon returning or attempting to, and the fact that reading a scroll can bring you back in time. This world has enough problems, and I don't think that they need a whole Siren Head DLC just to add on to the chaos. Even after you beat the stories, the threats don't really stop. Alduin still has an unlimited amount of loyal dragons, the vampires don't just magically go away, and Mirax still has followers and cultists and stuff. And the whole Siren Head mythos doesn't really fit in with the lore of the world. I mean, a mod is fine, you can mod your game however you want, but a full-blown DLC is not a good idea. And at 8, Fortnite. Fortnite is all kinds of screwed up. They have visitors from other dimensions, their entire world was swallowed into a black hole, part of their world came into ours, 12-year-olds were saying things nobody ever should, it's a whole mess in the Fortnite world. So adding something like Siren Head in would be a President Snow level move from the Fortnite dev team. Keeping the lore of their world that they established is good. It sets them apart from the other Battle Royale games like PUBG or others, and adding Siren Head into the game would not only throw off gameplay, but it wouldn't make a lick of sense with the lore. Although as I'm saying this, I'm realizing that they added Avengers characters and Batman. So maybe Siren Head would be par for the course. It could actually be very interesting. One monster always visible on the map that roams around the Eye of the Storm in search of new victims. It would add a new level to gameplay, and depending on where he started the match, he could end up at a popular landing location, thus making it uninhabitable at the start. Or he could make loot chests better while they were around him, just to give you incentive to not only get around him, but close enough that it's dangerous. And don't even get me started on if you killed him. Okay, now that I think about it, Epic Games, talk to Trevor Henderson, see what you can do. And at 7, Fallout 4. I played this mod on the channel, and on my own, I played this mod in virtual reality, and holy crap, this mod has some serious terror associated with it. With normal gameplay and headphones, it's scary, but when you add the layer of virtual reality, having to get up close and personal to the thing you're scared of, makes it the worst thing imaginable. It also doesn't help that like 3 minutes before I started playing, I heard gunshots outside of my apartment. No, I'm not kidding. Either way, this creature does not belong in the world of Fallout. Sure, it makes sense that he would survive or be created by a nuclear apocalypse, but even if it survived the initial explosion, we are trying to believe that this thing survived for hundreds of years without being able to eat any humans. Because they were underground, and only some of them ended up getting out, not all of them. We were clearly the only person to survive our vault, considering how the people who stole our sun left us alive and wiped everyone else out, but still, not as many people survived the bomb, so how could Siren Head have eaten? And at 6, Minecraft. Minecraft is actually a fairly relaxing game. In between the moments where you have to deal with the plethora of monsters that may come your way, along with the end goal of beating the Ender Dragon, you can really just sit back, relax, and have automated farms gathering all your resources that you'll ever need. So why add a mob that will literally just be in the game to ruin everything you made and have you flee from your home in order to survive his terrible onslaught? I mean, doesn't make sense. I mean, sure, it's a sandbox game and you can mod it however you wish, but mods like Henderson's Mobs or the Siren Head specific mod for Pocket Edition add monsters that in no way should be present in the beautifully simplistic world of Minecraft. The amount of terror these mobs will inject into your game is perhaps something you'll actually be into. For me personally, I like mods that add more to do. I like more progression down a mod like Tinker's Construct or Ancient Warfare? If I could play that on this channel. I would be doing that for hours. Oh my god, such a good mod. Halfway through number 5, Roblox. Roblox itself just shouldn't exist unless it's for paintball. I'm kidding, kinda. The whole point of Roblox is to create a world where others can have fun, but then to have fun in those worlds. But like, who thought that horror would work with this game? I mean, sure, some of the games are scary, but you've seen our Roblox lists. We need to stretch to make those work in any sort of way. Hell, I even need to stretch with this number. Siren Head is just such an interesting character, I don't think its potential should be wasted on Roblox. I'm sorry, I can't help it. It just doesn't work with the game. I can't really explain it, but the only good thing about Roblox is the paintball. I say this every time I mention Roblox. The only thing I would play, and the only good thing in that game is Roblox paintball. If you haven't played it, play it. You'll agree. Unless you're like 6. And at 4, Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5 is basically just a whole crap show because of the amount of dicks that play online. The story mode is fine, but not many people care about it from what I've seen. But this game is full of mysteries of its own. The Ghost Girl, Area 69, the map on Mount Chiliad, the works. Adding Siren Head into this mess would only cause everything in this world to go awry. The world would be flipped on its head, and this is the same world that had flying jet bikes, lazy cops, and UFOs that just appear randomly on the street. Also a world that will randomly just give you boatloads of money and that allows players to have godlike abilities where they can randomly cage you in your apartment, or set you on fire, or kick you out of cars. Hell, every player can kick a person out of their car if they want to. This world, while yes, a lot of the things are mysterious or don't make sense, has no room for a 40-foot tall, giant siren that feasts on human flesh like me with sweet chili heat Doritos. And at 3, Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is basically a farming simulator. There is no place for a giant siren monster in a world where you literally just inherited your grandfather's farm and attempt to turn that gingerbread house into a gingerbread home. The game is incredible and has overwhelmingly positive reviews for both its lifetime and recent scores. The game is like Minecraft meets Animal Crossing with a little bit of Terraria mixed in. And if you haven't played it, I highly suggest you do. The game was released in 2016, 2 whole years before Siren Head even made his debut, so it could be possible to include him with an expansion or a DLC. But why would you? The game is already wonderfully made and is balanced, works well, and there isn't really much more you can think of adding, especially not a giant Siren Head monster that eats children for breakfast. And a 2, SCP Secret Laboratory. Siren Head isn't an SCP. That's literally all I'm going to say. He wouldn't fit in any containment facility unless they made something specifically for him. Does the SCP Foundation even exist in the same world as Siren Head or Longhorse? Trevor, can you please let me know if this is canon? Thank you. Finally, in at number 1, Call of Duty. Do I really need to say anything more? Call of Duty is one of the world's biggest FPS games and ultimately one of the most realistic ones, even if you can take a bullet to the face and survive. The world of Call of Duty has expanded, yes, to include exoskeletons and more high-tech tools, but the core premise of this is the real world remains. The game is about war, and while yes, trying to take down Siren Head would be a war on its own, there is no way that they will be including this monster in that game. I know that this isn't what you expected. You expected games that already have Siren Head in them, but the games that have Siren Head in them are Siren Head games, with the exception of a few mods. So me saying that Call of Duty will 100% not include Siren Head unless there is a way to mod the game still stands. I could also have said things like Battlefield, FNAF, Iron Man VR, or hell, even Robot Roller Derby Disco Dodgeball could have been included on this list. But I went for popular games, where this idea may have happened at least at some point. So, there you go. Don't be mad at me. I'm not the one who picks the lists. There we have it, friends, the top 10 games Siren Head should not be in. What did you think of this list, and are there any Siren Head mods for games that you think shouldn't exist? Let me know down below, and on your way down, be sure you hit like and subscribe for daily gaming content, and ring that bell to join the clan and level up. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been and shall remain Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video.